Hello my friends, if you are waiting for the good news from me today, you'll be quite disappointed. Well, there will be some, but not about the front lines. Unfortunately, Russia dominated the battles for the recent 24 hours. And to check that out, we need firstly to go to Bakhmut, but there will be other points, unfortunately. So let's zoom to this city. Our forces continue to defend the western side of it, and let's go to the front lines. Let's see what is happening. Day by day, Russia is moving forward, but for the recent 24 hours they haven't moved a lot. So mostly on the north part they crossed the railways. As I told you yesterday, I got that information, and this information confirmed today by this military map. We also have the delay for the deep state map because they want to make the information secret for at least 1 or 2 days, so we have what we have reviewing this map. But the other resources, for example, as military map, got even more outdated information. So here you can see that Russia is still kept out from the railways. And the good things that we may see on this map are the Russian attack vectors and also the forces, especially on the Ukrainian side. You can see how many battalions and brigades we have inside the city, still trying to withstand the Russian aggression over here. And Russia now has the new vector. It's quite tricky. They moved to Kromove, unfortunately. If they take this part, the battle for Bakhmut will be over, because there is no other way how we can provide supplies for the city without controlling Kromove. And well, there is other roads over here, but they're not very significant, still under Ukrainian control, but it's very close to Kromove, and Russia had already aimed their artillery systems to our supply lines. Unfortunately, some of the Ukrainian convoys were devastated on the way to supply the Bakhmut group. But nevertheless, the battle for the city is not over yet. And according to intelligence leaks, we're gonna speak about it later in this video, the Bakhmut could have been encircled in February, but Ukrainian Defense Intelligence Command decided to send more reinforcements to that area, the elite forces. And basically those forces helped to secure the city, and even they pushed Russians away from the supply lines. But again, Russia got more reinforcements and they solved the problem with artillery shells, and now they move forward day by day. So we have the hotspot in Bakhmut, but also Russian forces start to advance in Crimea. Now they start their attacks southbound over here. They want to push Ukrainian forces further to the Siversky Donetsk river. But that advancement of the Russian forces is very slow. Let's go to the timeline. It was yesterday and it is today. Yes, we lost our positions in the forest, but not significant. And I guess the most disappointing stuff is in Avdiivka, because there Ukraine got successful counterattack, but it finished unsuccessfully. So it was yesterday, and it's been confirmed that Russia took the previously gained positions. And the Ukrainian army over here was forced to get back to the road. Well, the good thing that there are no any villages, but still we lost some of the ground. And here on the front line it was just a correction, so Russia actually gained this territory. It's not the Ukrainian army advancement, it's just the satellite image. And actually Russia has less forces on the north part compared to the south, but still they're unable to move from the south, but were able to conquer our forces on the north and got back the land they were previously able to occupy. But speaking about the situation in general, in Avdiivka, Russia is unable to perform the encirclement of Ukrainian forces in that particular town, as well as in Bakhmut, by the way, simply because they are in lack of their resources. Even though they may gain some tiny portions of the ground, they are unable to perform their main task. And unfortunately, it may continue for a very long time. That is why it's very important for Ukraine to break the initiative again and start to gain the ground, probably on the south, as the result of the major Ukrainian counterattack that I believe will happen. And from Avdiivka, let's go to Marinka, because Russia got some sort of the territory there as well. Unfortunately, they took the part of the city, so we may go to the timeline. It was yesterday, and it is today. They've took some sort of the buildings, but actually the buildings over there do not exist any longer. This particular town was totally demolished, grounded. And Russia has tremendous losses out there. Today, I published the video about the Russian tank that was hit by Ukrainian soldiers. I guess it was the RPG, and tank was abandoned by the crew. The crew was evacuated, the Russian crew, yes, and the Russian tank, it was T-72B3, and it's possible to restore the tank and get it to serve in Ukrainian army. We have lots of the trophies from Russia. And please check out my Telegram channel, it's in the video description below. I use it as an alternative source if something goes wrong with my YouTube channel, and I publish up-to-date information over there that I cannot post here on YouTube. And for the other parts of the front lines, there were no any changes today, my friends. Russia is stuck in Vuhledar. They're basically stuck, if we say in general, everywhere. Because if you look at the scale of their attacks, mostly there are just few points where they continue to fight in offensive way. Here and over here they went to total defense. Alright, the documents that included the plan for further Ukrainian counterattacks and also the military help from our Western allies to Ukrainian army actually leaked. It was confirmed officially by Pentagon today, and at first Ukrainian media especially say that the leak is fake, but actually it's not, and it presents the huge risks not just for Ukraine but for our allies as well. And the Ukrainian side says that it will correct the plans for the future advancement on the front lines together with the Western allies. So as you understand, it's kind of serious, and now investigation team is working of how it was possible for those documents to leak to the public. It doesn't mean that Ukraine will cancel the future counterattack. No, actually we don't have any kind of the other choice rather than to get our land back, but maybe it would be done in a different way. Today the Ukrainian Minister of Defense Reznikov said that they would like to see volunteers from the Western countries who are able to fly on F-16s. He says that International Legion may accept the Western pilots. Well, I may honestly say, my friends, to my subscribers and viewers, that even though I would like to see Western pilots to fly in Ukraine and fight against Russians, but it's the very risky job. We lost so many pilots during this war and so many fighter jets that, yes, it should be really a volunteer decision. You cannot force anybody to fight in this war. So what I want to say that you should understand the risks, right? And it's not just for the pilots, it's for infantry as well, for those who want to join the Legion. Today I got the message from one of my subscribers. She said that she would like to join the Foreign Legion, and I suggested not to do it without the military experience, and she hasn't got it. The same goes for the airplanes. We rarely see the scale of war like this. The last time it was during the Second World War, with lots of the front lines and lots of the aviation and air defense systems, but probably for the jet fighters it would be the largest battlefield in the history. Speaking from all of the Ukrainians, we admire your support and we need your help. But speaking from my own perspective, I would suggest you to think about your loved ones, about your family. And if you understand the risks, you may join. If not, do not join. You'll not be a pussy. You see, I'm not fighting, even though I'm Ukrainian, and I found the other way how I can help my country. And I think this way is better compared to me fighting on the front lines without previous military experience. Alright, we deviated from topic a bit, and Reznikov, I think, told about the volunteers on F-16s because he wants to get the airplanes as soon as possible. And the big question is how you can train our pilots in that fast manner. Well, we know that some of the Ukrainian pilots went on a training to United States, and not only, but we don't know the result of that one, and the pilot training is just one side. The other side is to provide the logistics, spare parts, and the training for the maintenance personnel. Obviously, taking the Western military man to Ukrainian army will upgrade not just our army, but it will increase the supplies from our allies. But I guess the Western politicians would not like that idea because they're still afraid of the Putin's reaction. Yes, unfortunately, it's like that. They say that they help Ukraine with everything they have, but definitely we don't get enough weapons like ATACMS rockets and the fighter jets, as you can see. And why do we need it? To reduce the casualties in Ukrainian army. Basically, with the casualties that we currently have, we are out of the new options for further counteroffensive actions rather than the spring one. If we'll go on a counterattack, there will be one go no-go decision. Awesome day for the war prisoners exchange. We got 106 soldiers back, and the Russian side also got the same number. So our men and women are already in Ukraine. As you can see, not just men were exchanged. The service in Ukrainian army is not obligatory for women, but there are lots of the volunteers. The next month we're gonna obtain 19 scissors from Denmark, and by the way, they sent all of the scissor systems that they had. And it's getting hard to predict what weaponry Ukraine may use for the future counteroffensive, and then it starts the counteroffensive because some of the weaponry comes very late and even after the May. Today, Russian officials say that they have the data for all of the Russian men who would need to serve in the Russian army in a nearby future. They will send the electronic conscripts to every man to go to the nearby military base. If Russian men would refuse to do so, they'll have to pay fine, and they will be not able to go abroad or take loans or get married or even drive a car. So if you want to keep your constitutional rights as the citizen, you need to go to fight in Ukraine and die. And today Russia has -1 ammunition warehouse. It was targeted not far away from Avdiivka. Maybe it's better to see on this map. So this is Avdiivka and this is Pantelemonivka, where the Russian ammunition warehouse was located, and they sent all of the ammunition across this road directly to the front lines. My friends, now press the like to this video, and if you want to support my job, there will be some links available in the video description just below, or you can support me on a membership on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your awesome support. I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and have a great time.